Egypt, the land of magic and unknown ancient secrets, decorated with the greatest man-made structures of the ancient world. From the Great Pyramid of Giza, land of many treasures of our mankind, to the startled and stunned by the many beauties and marvelous creations of the pharaohs in the blessing of the river Nile. It is the land belonging to many great pharaohs, including King Tutankhamun, and the land of the sun god Ra. Egypt was also ruled by many great queens, and some of them are very popular due to their roles in ingenious pieces of literature by famous novelists and poets like Cleopatra. And here are the most powerful female pharaohs of ancient Egypt. Number 10. Nitocris. Nitocris, also known as Queen Nitocris, means the soul of Re is divine. She was the daughter of Pepi II and Queen Neith, and claimed as the sister of Merneith II, while she was also claimed as the last pharaoh of the 6th dynasty. Without having any archaeological record, she is known to us only from the Turin canon, Manetho and Herodotus. According to Herodotus, she invited the king of Egypt, who killed her brother, to a banquet, and she killed him by flooding the sealed room with the Nile. Then, to avoid the other conspirators, she committed suicide, possibly by running into a burning room. Ancient Egyptian historian from the Ptolemaic era, Manetho, claims she built the third pyramid of Giza. Some modern historians have suggested that she was in fact male, while many also claim that Nitocris or Nitocris never actually existed. It is possible that she was actually two different individuals with two unique names, but without more evidence, it is very hard to prove. Number 9. Tozret. Queen Tozret, or Tausret, who was also known by her royal name, Sitre Meriamun, which means daughter of Re, beloved of Amun, was the last known ruler and the final pharaoh of the 19th dynasty. In Manetho's epitome, she is recorded as a certain Thoris, who by Homer is called Polybus, the husband of Alekandara, and in whose time Troy was taken. Tuzret is claimed to have started in regnal year 9, which means that she had 2 independent years of rule. Theodore Davis discovered the queen and her husband in a cache of jewelry in tomb KV56 in the Valley of the Kings. This tomb also contained objects bearing the name of Ramses II. The tomb was also then usurped by Setnatket and extended to become the deepest royal tomb in the valley. Her statues have been found in Heliopolis and Thebes. It is claimed that expeditions were also conducted during her reign to the turquoise mines in Sinai and Palestine. Her name is also found in Abydos, Hermopolis, Memphis, and in Nubia. Number 8. Merneith. Merneith, or Merneith, meaning beloved by Neith, was a consort and the first female pharaoh who was the earliest queen regent in the recorded history of ancient Egypt. During the first dynasty, she is claimed as Djir's daughter and was probably the senior royal wife of Djet. She was the mother of Den, as the clay seal found in the tomb of her son was engraved with King Mother Merneith. Her ruling started in the 13th century BC. Her own stele contains symbols of the deity. Merneith's tomb is close to Djet, and Den's tomb, as her tomb is one of the same scale as the tombs of the kings of that period. 2 grave steels bearing her name were discovered near her tomb. This tomb in Abydos, or Tomb Y, is unique among the otherwise exclusively male tombs. Merneith also had another burial at Saqqara, where archaeologists found a solar boat which was believed to enable her spirit to travel with the sun god in the afterlife, an honor reserved normally for the king. Number 7. Ahhotep I. Ahhotep, which means the moon is satisfied, was a 1560 to 1530 BC ancient Egyptian queen who ruled circa during the end of the 17th dynasty of ancient Egypt. She was the daughter of Queen Teti Sheri, or Teti the Small, and Senekartenre Amos, and claimed as the sister and wife of the 17th dynasty King Pharaoh Seqenere Tau. Her titles include Great Royal Wife, the associate of the White Crown Bearer, and King's Mother. It was discovered that her son, Ahmose, led his army to Nubia to expel the Hyksos and regain his territories. While he was gone from his nation, a group of Hyksos tried to steal the throne. Ahhotep resisted this attempt and was awarded as the Golden Files of Valor by her son. He also gave her a cache of beautiful jewelry and ornamental weaponry, which was later found in a tomb Dra Abu el Naga, near the Valley of the Kings. Her original tomb was not been discovered yet, but modern archaeologists believe that Ahhotep's outer coffin was buried in 320 in Deir el-Bahiri. Well, if you want to watch more on mysterious and amazing videos like this, please consider subscribing and stay connected with us for more. Number 6. Neferneferuaten. Neferneferuaten was a pharaoh at the end of the Amanara period during the 18th dynasty. Her gender is confirmed by feminine traces found in the name she was known with. Epithet Akhet an Hais, which means effective for her husband. It appears she ruled a sole reign for 3 regnal year in Pere's inscription. To start his sole reign, he changed his name to Khentkaus Neferneferuaten. Many historians claim that Nefertiti was King Neferneferuaten, while many others also claim she is also known as a male using the name Smenkare. Archaeologists discovered a number of items in Tutankhamun's tomb, which were originally intended for Neferneferuaten. These consist of a carder, which is a stunning gold pictorial depicting the goddess Nut. Other items include the stone sarcophagus, money wrappings, royal figurines, and canopy items. Number 5. Khentkaus I. Khentkaus I, also known as Khentkaus, was a queen of ancient Egypt during the 4th dynasty. She was believed to have been the wife of Hatshepsut and also believed to be married to King Userkaf because her title consisted of mother of 2 dual kings. She was widely believed to be the oldest attested queen to have used the title of king of Upper and Lower Egypt. Her mastaba is located very close to Menkare's pyramid complex. Khentkaus was buried in Giza. Her tomb is known as LG100 and G8400 and is located in the central field Giza, which is part of the Giza necropolis. The pyramid complex of Queen Khentkaus includes her pyramid, a boat pit, a valley temple, and a pyramid town. Number 4. Sobekneferu. Sobekneferu, often referred to as Nefer-o-Sobek, which means the beauty of Sobek, was an Egyptian pharaoh of the 12th dynasty. She ruled Egypt for almost 4 years between 1806 and 1802 BC. She was the daughter of Pharaoh Amenemhat III. Ancient Egyptian historian Manetho stated that she was also the sister of Amenemhat IV, which is not proven by any archaeological findings. Sobekneferu also had an elder sister named Neferpat. Few monuments have been discovered for her, although many of her headless statues have been preserved, including the base of a representation of King Royal's daughter that was discovered in Gezer, which also bears her name. In one damaged statue of the queen from unknown origin, the costume she wears is unique in its combination of elements from male and female dress. It is discovered that she made additions to the pyramid complex of Amenemhat III at Hawara, which was also called a labyrinth by Herodotus. She also built structures at Heracleopolis and Magna. No evidence was found of Sobekneferu's death or burial, while some historians believe that her burial might be one of the pyramids at Mazguna. Number 3. Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut, which means the foremost of noble ladies, was the 5th pharaoh of the 18th dynasty of ancient Egypt, whose mother gave birth to her in a lion's den. Hatshepsut was the daughter of Thutmose I and his royal wife, Ames. Her husband Thutmose II was the son of Thutmose I. Hatshepsut and Thutmose II had a daughter named Neferere. She was one of the greatest pharaohs from Egypt besides King Tut or Nefertiti. The New York Metropolitan Museum of Art devoted an entire room to her. Hatshepsut was given a reign of about 22 years by ancient Krish. Hatshepsut was one of the most prolific builders in ancient Egypt. 1500 years before the birth of Jesus, she ruled her land for 22 years. She ruled Egypt wearing men's clothing, including the pharaoh's false beard. According to Egyptologist James Henry Priested, she is the first great woman in history of whom we are informed. She constructed the Temple of Karnak and restored the original precinct of Mut. 9 golden cartouches bearing the names of both Hatshepsut and Thutmose III were found in Karnak. Number 2. Nefertiti. Nefertiti was the great royal wife of chief consort of the Egyptian pharaoh Akhenaten. She was the daughter of I. Scenes in the tombs of the nobles in Amarna mention the queen's sister, who is named Mutbeneret. Nefertiti had many titles including Hereditary Princess, Great of Praises, Lady of Grace, Sweet of Love, Lady of the Two Lands, and Mistress of Upper and Lower Egypt. Nefertiti and her husband were known for a religious revolution in which they worshipped one god only, Aten, or the sun. Nefertiti ruled Egypt as Neferneferuaten after her husband's death and before the accession of the boy king Tutankhamun. After Nefertiti had given birth to 6 daughters, her husband had taken other wives for a successor, including his own sister, with whom he fathered King Tutankhamun. Nefertiti disappears from the historical record around 12th year of Akhenaten's 17-year reign. She may have died at that time, but it's also claimed that she became her husband's official co-regent under the name Neferneferuaten. Akhenaten was followed as pharaoh by the name of Smenkhkare, which some historians suggest was another name for Nefertiti. Number 1. Cleopatra. Cleopatra VII, Philopator, famously known as Cleopatra, was the last active pharaoh of ancient Egypt, shortly succeeded by her son Pharaoh Caesarion. The name Cleopatra is derived from the Greek name Cleopatra, which means glory of the father. Cleopatra originally ruled jointly with her father Ptolemy XII, Ahhotep, and later with her brothers Ptolemy XIII and Ptolemy XIV, whom she replaced and eventually became sole ruler. To take advantage of Julius Caesar's anger towards Ptolemy, Cleopatra secretly went to the palace of Caesar. In 41 BC, Mark Antony, while in dispute with Caesar's adopted son Octavian over the succession of the Roman leadership, both began a political and romantic alliance with Cleopatra. They had 2 sons and a daughter. Cleopatra killed herself by inducing an Egyptian cobra to bite her, according to Strabo, who was alive at the time of the event. There are 2 stories. One says that she applied a toxic ointment, while the other says that she was bitten by an asp on her breast. Egypt was full with mystical pharaohs and gods having partial body parts of animals. It is said that before the first dynasty of Egypt, the land was ruled by demigods, whose names are long forgotten. It had a humongous long period when the mystic desert beside the Nile was ruled by the great pharaohs. Egypt is ancient for the ancients. As a fact, the most famous female pharaoh of ancient Egypt, Cleopatra, is closer to us according to chronology than the pharaohs before her, who built the Great Pyramids. Well, we hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I'm sure you're going to love to watch our video about the top 10 archaeological discoveries of 2022 on our channel. Make sure to click the subscribe button for future notifications and never miss amazing videos like this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned.